Hey, what's up? Whoa, dude, where'd you get that hair color? It's awesome. Got it at Frederico's. Oh man, I'm gonna have to go there and get it myself. Just tell him that Vegeta sent ya. Oh man, I will. Thank you, Vagina. Vegeta! Thank you, Fajita. Ugh. Alright guys, before I go through all the pops and give you my review, I'm going to open up the shipment box and show you how they all came shipped, because this is the first time I've ordered from Toy Wars, and I haven't seen too many people unbox shipments from them, so if you're curious about ordering them, you can see how they come packaged. Looks like we get a box inside a box, which is nice because when I first got it, it seemed like there was something bouncing around loose in here, so that's nice. Let's see. So there you have it. I carefully inspected all the boxes already, and they're pretty much all in mint condition, which makes me happy. Toy Wars did a really good job with their shipping. The reason I pre-ordered from them is because they had, I forget if it was 20% off or 25% off, whatever it was, these pops ended up around $9 a piece, including the shipping and the handling and the taxes. $9, so that is not bad at all. You know, because you could pay anywhere from 10 to 12 to 13 bucks for these in the stores, and hopefully you find them, and hopefully they're not damaged. So, kind of happy with this. The artwork is pretty plain, it's just blue, but it does have some comic paneling in the back from the X-Men. Here's the back, it's pretty much just this wave. Here's Archangel out of the package, and he looks pretty cool. I never realized how simple his design actually is, because in the books, the way they draw it, you know, his wings are big and complicated and intricate looking, and, you know, his body, you see all his muscles and everything, so these lines going over the muscles starts to get a little complicated to draw. But as a pop, his design is pretty simple, so it was very important for them to get all these lines just right, and they are. They did a really good job with all the lines. There really is no flaws. Maybe a little bit on his eyes, like it overlapping a little bit, but nothing crazy. I mean, that is very, very small. It's very nitpicky, but he looks really awesome. There's just something about this blue and the pink that is like very appealing. The only thing I guess they could have been cooler was if they would have gave him a stand like they did the Falcon pop and make him look like he's actually flying. That would have been cool, but other than that, I'm pretty happy with Archangel. When I first pulled Sabretooth out of the package, his head was a little bit turned, but with the springs, it's pretty easy to just lift this up, turn it with your hand to make the head exactly straight or in whatever position you want it to be. But yeah, I'm really liking this Sabretooth. I like that they decided to go with these 90s designs of the X-Men and X-Men villains, because they are my favorite ones. It looks like they glued the eyebrows on, which I really like because it keeps the paint flaws at a minimum. Too bad they couldn't glue the top of the head on too, because this one does have a little bit of a sloppy paint line if you look really close. Because you see how, you know, that's pretty sloppy, but the eyebrows are absolutely perfect. So if they would have glued the hairpiece on top, that would have looked really nice too. See, they didn't glue these ones on either, and there's a little bit of a flaw here. Not sure why they decided to just do the eyebrows and not these pieces on the side, because it looks like the fur around his neck is also glued on, so there's no paint flaws there either. And the rest of the body looks really nice, and I really like that pose. It's very classic Sabretooth, kind of like the come at me pose. It's exactly what he does after he's been taunting Wolverine and pissing him off and kicking his ass pretty much. He just puts his hand out like that and, you know, asks him if he wants any more. Really, really cool stance. I like that angry look on his face. Yeah, very happy with this pop as well. When I first saw the pictures of these new X-Men pops, I thought that the Quicksilver was maybe the most boring one, because he does just have a blue shirt, you know, white shoes, white gloves, stripe across his chest, and his little black panties here. But I think what makes this so cool out of the package is this hair sculpt, and you couldn't really see that in the glams. Look how cool that looks. They did a really good job on that. Makes it look really dynamic and makes it look like he's in motion. And I like that they picked super white paint for it. Just looks really good altogether out of the package. I'm kind of liking it more than the Archangel and the Sabretooth. Just makes me want to have his sister, the Scarlet Witch, because her costume in the comics is super cool. It's super unique. The movie ones are nice too, but a classic comic book Scarlet Witch would look really great with this one. And for you people that like to customize pops by switching the heads around, if you have a Magneto body and you put this head on it, that might look kind of cool too. An unmasked Magneto I've always wanted, and this would be a pretty easy way to get one. Yeah, Quicksilver looks awesome. And how cool does this mohawk look on Storm? It's nice and big, it's sculpted well, it's painted well. The contrast between the white and the brown look really good. Her earrings look really good. And her face is also painted well. This is a great head sculpt. And just, it's well executed. I love it. And her body looks nice. The original Storm does have like the beefier pop body, which is kind of cool because it makes it more uniform with the other pops. But Storm is not like an over muscular character or like physically powerful. It's her actual mutant powers that make her powerful. And you rarely see Storm like actually kicking somebody or punching somebody. So I think this more feminine body is more appropriate for her. And they got her outfit just right. It really does kind of look like leather, and it's painted flawlessly. Like, look at all those little buttons. They're all done really well. They even put the pockets on the pants. Really liking this pop. It looks just great, and it looks, I don't want to say better than the other Storm pop, but I definitely like it better because this is one of my favorite X-Men, and she looks great. And finally, we get Cable. This is a lot of people's favorite X-Men, and with good reason, because the storylines that feature Cable are usually pretty good. I like them myself. I really like the time-traveling storylines in the X-Men. But the costume's a little simple looking. I'm used to the Cable from the 90s where he has like the fur, and he's just got more colors going on. But I do like that they picked this simpler version because a lot of these X-Men pops, these new ones and the old ones included, aren't super complicated. So this simple one makes him look like he belongs in that series a little bit more. They did a good job with his arm here. The paint is alright. Like, the paint on the body is a little bit sloppy, but that's understandable because blue and yellow do contrast quite a bit. So any little paint flaw is going to be really noticeable. But there's nothing too bad on it. Nothing that would prevent me from actually buying this pop if I saw it in the store and the box was perfect. Because his hairline is pretty decent. And I do like the way his eye looks with the scars and the glowing yellow eye. They did a good job with that. Maybe they could have made this a little bit more of a gold color instead of yellow. I think a gold eye would have looked nicer. But yeah, pretty cool. And I do notice they put a little piece of tape on his gun here. Probably to prevent the head from hitting it in the package and the silver rubbing off on him. So that was a nice touch because that would have been annoying to have silver marks on the head. But yeah, pretty good. Give him a nice beefy body because Cable is a big character and he does look a little whiter than the normal pops. But yeah, really happy with this guy too. They really are doing a good job with these new X-Men pops. And hopefully we get more because there are still so many that I really want. And I saved the one I was anticipating the most for last, and that's Psylocke, one of my favorite X-Men of all time. I really love her design in general and her power and the fact that she's like a ninja. She does have kind of a convoluted history, but this version of Psylocke is really good. And I'm glad that they actually made her little side power translucent, even though I wish that could have been maybe a little bit bigger, like more of a star shape to it with a longer beam like this. Because that looks a little plain, but it is translucent. In the glam shots, it didn't seem to be translucent, but it is. And I think they got the purple on her hair just right. And the paint's a little sloppy on her body, but yeah, that's a lot of little lines, so it could have been worse. But, I mean, it is a little sloppy around her thighs. I might have not have picked this one up if I saw it in stores and just kind of waited for a better one. They glued her sash on here, which is nice. And she's got the high-heeled boots. Overall, really cool looking. And I'm glad that they made this character. I'm actually kind of surprised that they made Psylocke before some other X-Men that are probably more popular than her, because she is not a super popular X-Men. She's not like an Omega level mutant or anything. She just has these psionic powers, like somewhat, mental powers, but mostly they manifest in these blades and stuff that she can stab you with, and it makes you feel like you got stabbed for real, and she can kind of read your mind a little bit, but nothing on the level of Jean Grey or Xavier. But she does have some pretty awesome fighting skills, so she's definitely a soldier, So yeah, I really like Psylocke, and I'm glad they made her, and she looks pretty cool. Overall, I am very happy with this wave of X-Men pops. They totally exceeded my expectations big time. They're all executed really well, so it's hard for me to pick a favorite. I'm just going to say Psylocke because of these characters, she is my favorite character, so I'm just going to go with her. After seeing her, though, I want them to make a Captain Britain. After seeing Cable, I want them to make a Forge and a Bishop. That would be awesome. There's so many X-Men pops I still need to make, like a Nightcrawler, a Rogue, a Gambit, a Jubilee. I hope they make those soon. I did hear that the next Marvel Collector Core box, which is X-Men, is going to have a pop right in it. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I kind of wanted a Rogue and a Gambit pop in there, or at least one of them, or even a Jubilee. But they're putting a pop right in there, so I'm guessing there isn't just going to be a standalone pop. And I mean, when it comes to the X-Men, what else could they do besides, a Blackbird? But I don't know. I mean, I just don't know how they could make a big ass Blackbird and put it in the box, because I have the Invisible Jet, and I would imagine that they have to make the Blackbird at least as big as Wonder Woman's Invisible Jet. So maybe it isn't going to be the Blackbird, but I mean, what other vehicle could they make? I mean, I guess they can make Wolverine on a motorcycle, but they're putting out so many Logan pops that a Logan on a motorcycle, I mean, it would be cool, but wouldn't be what I would want in an X-Men box. Who knows? Hopefully they surprise me. But yeah, I don't know what your guys' thoughts are on that. Maybe you can let me know. What else could they put in that Marvel Collector Core box besides a Wolverine on a motorcycle or a Blackbird? Who knows? All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and take it easy.